Welcome to Slooh This Week on March 11, 2024. Coming up, what's new at Slooh? What's up this week? Our student spotlight and top tips in how to use Slooh. What's new at Slooh? We are less than a month away from the most sensational celestial event of the year, the Great American Total Solar Eclipse on April 8th. If you're an educator planning on teaching your students about the eclipse, then register for our professional development webinars where Slooh educator Russ Glenn will teach you how to teach the eclipse. The 2 webinars are included in your Slooh subscription. Just click the calendar icon in the top navigation bar, select the webinar and register using the link on the page. Let's take a look at what's up this week and some of your best observing opportunities. We'll start with the moon, which was new on Sunday, March 10th and spends this week as a waxing crescent moon. It reaches first quarter phase on Sunday, March 17th. What about the planets this week? Well, the only 2 visible this week are the gas giant Jupiter and ice giant Uranus. All the others are too close to the sun in the sky to observe. Jupiter is nearing the end of its viewing season. By the end of March, it'll only be visible at the very start of mission, so make sure you capture some images before it disappears behind the sun. You'll then be able to compare them to your first images when Jupiter returns to pre-dawn skies in July. What about deep sky objects this week? Well, with little to no moonlight to spoil the view, this is the ideal period to capture faint nebulae and galaxies. And don't forget those 2 comets we featured last week. One of them, Comet C 2021 S3, reaches perigee on the night of March 12th. Perigee is when an object is closest to Earth. We've got a fabulous observation in this week's Student Spotlight. Aisha from Beaconite shared this observation of the Gabriela Mistral Nebula using the Chile 2 telescope. It's sometimes challenging to see why certain objects have the name they have. This particular nebula is named for Gabriela Mistral, who was a Chilean poet and educator. If you look at her profile, you'll maybe see why the nebula was named for her. Don't forget, if you'd like to be featured in next week's Student Spotlight, share your own observations or quest posters with the community. Following last week's look at how to post an observation, we'll take a closer look at workspaces in this week's How to Slooh, after some students were asking about how to use their class workspace during a recent webinar. There are special workspaces that some of our apprentice and astronomer members use, some workspaces for educators and students, but I wanted to show you a typical classroom workspace, but they're all roughly the same. Click on the workspaces icon on the top navigation bar. You'll see the workspaces of which you're a member. Click on the one you want to visit. All workspaces work in the same way, although educators see slightly different tabs. Everyone else sees this: the name and description of the workspace leader, and how many members there are. We then see the Content tab, starting with observations that have been shared to the workspace. These are shown with the most recent first. If you need a reminder of how to share an observation, check out the video at support.slooh.com. You can like and reply to shared observations. The Discussions tab is where you can discuss your use of Slooh with classmates. Just click the Start a Discussion button to start a new thread. Add a title, add content, including text formatting if you want. You can also attach an image to your post. Once you're done, press the Post button. You're rewarded with gravity points when making a post, receiving likes, and for replying to posts. Just press the Reply button to join the discussion. The Members tab shows workspace members. You can sort the list alphabetically or by the number of gravity points each member has. You can click a name to see the member's profile. The last tab students see is the leaderboard. The Students table shows where you stand in the selected leaderboard. You can change the year too. The Schools table shows where your class workspace stands in the overall Schools leaderboard. The most successful students and schools using Slooh follow their place in the leaderboards and chase the next position each week. That wraps it up for this week. Until next time, Clear skies, everyone.